There's a sign you're headed for financial ruin that almost nobody recognizes because it has nothing to do with overspending. It's not about one big purchase or one bad decision. It's something you do every single day without thinking, without realizing it's costing you more than any impulsive purchase ever could. I'll explain it at the end of this video, after the other two. And I promise, once you hear it, you're going to recognize yourself. Before I get into it, I want to say something important. If you see yourself in what I'm about to describe, you're not alone. Most people I know, myself included at some point, have gone through this. And almost nobody talks about it because talking about money still feels uncomfortable. Like admitting something's wrong means admitting you failed as a person. That's not true. This isn't a character problem. It's a system problem, and systems can be changed. Let's start with the first sign. Sign number 1. You only check your account when you're already out of money. Not before, not to plan, not to see where you stand. You only open your banking app when you already feel that knot in your stomach, when you're not sure if it's going to be enough this week. That's not carelessness, even though it feels that way. It's avoidance. And avoidance, when it comes to money, is always expensive. Think of it like this. It's as if you had a water leak in your house, and instead of checking where it's coming from, you simply avoided walking into that room. The problem doesn't disappear just because you don't look at it. It's still there, dripping, month after month, while you get used to living with the door closed. I know people who can tell you the exact price of every streaming app they have, but couldn't tell you how much they spent on food last week. Not because they don't care about money, but because looking straight at their situation creates anxiety, and avoiding that anxiety feels easier in the moment than facing it. The problem is that this easier path is a trap. Every week you don't check. The gap between what you think you have and what you actually have grows a little bigger. And at some point, that gap turns into an unpleasant surprise. A declined payment, a card that doesn't go through, a loan you have to take out to cover something you could have avoided if you'd seen it coming. If this sign sounds familiar, stay with me, because later I'll give you a 3-minute-a-week method that can change this completely. But first, let's talk about sign number 2. Sign number 2. Whenever extra money comes your way, you already know exactly where it's going. A bonus, an unexpected payment, money you weren't counting on. Before it even lands in your account, you already have a plan for it. And that plan almost never includes the word savings. It includes the phrase, I deserve this. And maybe you do deserve it. The problem isn't treating yourself once in a while. The problem is that extra money was actually your real chance to get ahead, and you're using it to stay exactly where you are. Here's something curious about how our brains work with money. We treat expected money, your regular paycheck, differently than unexpected money, a bonus, a gift, extra income. Expected money feels serious, like something you're supposed to manage carefully. Unexpected money feels like it was never really yours to begin with, like it has special permission to disappear fast. That's why it's so easy to spend it guilt-free. But here's the trap. If every bit of extra money leaves without a trace, you'll never build that cushion that lets you stop living paycheck to paycheck. You'll keep starting from zero, over and over, even if you're technically earning more than before. And now, the sign I promised you at the start, the one almost nobody sees coming. Sign number 3, normalizing almost. I'll almost start saving. I'll almost organize my finances. I'll almost make that budget I know I need. Almost. That tiny, harmless-sounding word is probably the one that has cost you the most money in your entire life. Because it's not a decision, it's a delay disguised as intention, and delays repeated enough times become your default reality. I lived this myself. For months, I kept telling myself I'd almost sit down and calmly go through my finances. Every payday, I'd promise myself the same thing. And every payday, I'd find a reason not to do it. I was tired, it was bad timing, I'd do it on the weekend. The weekend would come, and so would a brand new excuse. It wasn't one big expense that kept me stuck during that time. It was that one quiet phrase, repeated week after week, that turned a small problem into a habit. The reason this sign is the most dangerous of the 3 is because it doesn't feel like a mistake. It feels like patience. It feels like it's just not the right time yet. But the perfect moment to organize your money is never going to arrive on its own. You have to create it, today, with something small. And here's where I want to give you something concrete, not just a diagnosis. If you related to sign 1, the minimum viable action is this. Check your account for 5 minutes, once a week, always the same day. You don't need a perfect budget. You just need to stop avoiding looking. If you related to sign 2, try this. Next time extra money comes in, before spending anything, automatically set aside 20% into a separate savings account. Just 20%. You can enjoy the rest guilt-free because you already protected a piece of it. And if you related to sign 3, to almost, the minimum viable action is literally today. Not tomorrow, not next Monday. Pick one small action, checking your account, writing down an expense, setting aside a little money, and do it in the next 10 minutes before you close this video. This doesn't make you bad with money. It makes you normal. Most people live with at least one of these three signs, myself included, at different points in my life. The difference between staying stuck and starting to move forward isn't how much money you make. It's whether you decide to break the pattern today or let almost decide for you one more time. If this helped you, follow along for more content like this. No judgment here, just learning together, one step at a time.